Well, good morning, guys and gals. We have another another bike here. This one's, I love these. Got a '07 GSXR 600. This is just like the classic staple. You know, I've done a million of these on this channel, or seems like a million, but I've done a bunch. I really like them. They're good bikes. They're really good bikes. It mildly in a crash. I mean, the fairing's toast on it. But somebody put a lot of love into this. I always like it when I get a bike that somebody put love into. You know, you can always tell when they've painted the tires and they've really detailed it and kind of matched everything. They put a lot of love into it. So when I got it, the handlebar was busted off of it. So this was here. I probably should have gave you guys a straight raw right off the truck view, but you know, that's not 100% accurate because there's a lot of unknowns at that point. So I bought this one at the Portland auction, so I didn't have to go far. Took me, you know, they're what, 10 miles away from me, so that was super nice compared to buying something in California or way up in Washington or who knows where. No shipping fees. I paid out the door $2,118, which is really, in my opinion, is too much for this. It's getting to be, that's what I've been paying. That's the average price I've paid for these for quite a while. And I just don't feel like the 0607 GSXR 600 should bring that kind of money anymore. I think it needs to be down because it's, you know, it's getting older. But nevertheless, I had a broken handlebar. The battery was removed. So I put a battery in it. I bolted the seat down. But the listing showed the gauge cluster working. So that means the guys at the yard, they put a jump box on it to turn it on and see the miles, which it's actually kind of unusual for them to do that. But they did. Got the bike, put a handlebar on it. Put this nipple here was busted off, so I had one on the shelf and I pulled it off the shelf and put this on. So have front brake and have a handlebar so we can do a test ride. And got that fixed. Took it for a test drive and it was running on 3 cylinders, just a straight up dead miss. So I pulled it in and pulled the tank, did a compression check on the 1 cylinder just to see what was going on. It had good compression and the spark plug looked perfect. Wasn't oil fouled, wasn't fuel soaked, was perfect golden brown. Looked around, that told me that either that it wasn't getting fuel because it was totally dry. So I looked down and sure enough, there was a fuel injector was unhooked. You know, it did have a pipe on it. So the customer before at Copart took the pipe off. So one of two things, and I've seen this where they take the pipe off or the muffler off. Probably had a power commander and maybe they pulled the power commander and the muffler at the same time. Probably pretty likely. Maybe didn't hook everything back up. Likely. But you know, that's the auction games that are played sometimes. It's kind of weird. Don't understand why. I don't know if the previous owner was trying to be vindictive or just forgot. I don't know what it is, but it's a good running engine. Runs really good. Once I plugged that fuel injector back in, took it for a test ride, runs really good. Pretty impressed. So good that I did a full throttle acceleration in first gear, and this crappy tire, it totally spun out on dry pavement. So I was impressed. I was like, okay, it has some power. But you know, just love these bikes. They're good bikes. Let's take a look at what it would take to make this bike a winner. So a radiator, needs a radiator, it leaks. 112 bucks. Needs a right handlebar. I just put one on there just for testing purposes, but if you were to fix and flip it, it needs a right handlebar for 31 bucks. Needs a muffler for 150 bucks. That's a stock one. Needs a upper fairing support for 34 bucks. Headlight for $60. And a fairing kit would make this bike look 100% back to normal, 459 bucks. So that's $711 in parts. Paid $2,118, so that brings you all in to $2,829. Okay, Kelley Blue Book for a clean titled bike, which this is not, but a clean titled bike is selling. Kelley Blue Book says $6,360. So what's it worth? What could you sell it for? With a reconstructed title, but totally clean. I would say between $3,000 and $4,000. Probably lean more towards $4,000. If you got everything 100% put back together. And this would be an easy one to do. This wouldn't be a hard one at all. Could definitely do this in a day's work. You know what? So if you're in it for, let's say, 3,000, you could make 1,000. Yeah, that's worth your time. That's a good fix and flip. Or buy it for your personal bike. It's a good personal bike for 3,000 bucks or 2,800 bucks, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this content, and give me a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, whatever you like to do, whatever you feel like you want to do. Thanks for watching, guys.